Live. Does that look okay? Is that too bright? Hello, hello, hello. First live stream. 2025. 2025. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get this new year rolling. Rolling with a creative bang, shebang. Got my camera. Black magic. Guys, a lot of content is coming. It's actually crazy. We did weekly uploads a few months ago. Like every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday, one video every weekend. We got a lot more coming. Starting next week, we're gonna have. You guys asked for process-based content. You guys wanted to see my creative process, so I am answering the call with a lot of process-based content, a lot of day in the life kind of videos, a lot of vlogs documenting the music that I'm making and the script that I'm writing right now, a feature film script, as well as I'm starting a podcast. Always wanted to do a podcast. I started one in college, I think my second or third year or something. I did one episode. It was like 10 or 15 minutes long. It was about intuition, and I never uploaded it, and I never followed through. I got very busy. College is a busy time if anyone's been in college. But it's crazy because now I'm starting like my dream podcast about creativity and about the creative process, and I know you guys are going to love it. It's just going to be me on it. I'll have guests on sometime in the future when it feels right, but right now I'm just really focused on giving you guys a lot of value, a lot of the things that I learned from my own experience creating the art that I do. So I want to give you guys that through the new podcast series coming out, on top of the vlogs, on top of our regular weekly uploads with YouTube videos, kind of the style that we've been doing before, and more, even more. Yeah, there's a lot coming. I've got systems set up so that I don't overwork myself. And so far it doesn't feel like I am, which is nice. Yeah, efficient systems, that's what it's about. A lot of carrying this camera around, guys. A lot of this camera is just like, it's actually started to malfunction on me. I think I have to bring it into the shop because it started to like bug out on me when I film with it. Because I'm just recording a lot. Is there anything else I wanted to open up with? It's the new year, 2025. How we doing? Hello, 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 AI. Hello, how you doing? How are you? Thank you for joining the stream. Hello, Kurt. How are you? What's going on? How are you doing, mate? How you doing, mate? Hello, mate. You glowing. Thank you, mister. It's because I got the lamp on over here. Boom. Warm light. You guys are going to see this lamp actually in a lot of content coming up. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Amazing. What is the podcast called? The podcast is called Creative Warrior Podcast. Is named after my blog series, my blog posts, which if you want to receive my blogs, link in pretty much every description of every YouTube video on the channel. You can sign up. It's free. Called Creative Warrior Blogs. And there's a lot of cool stuff in those things. Yeah, the podcast is named after the blog series on the website. I felt you were heading in that direction. That's kind of what I saw in my dream with you. Oh, right. The dream about the podcast, right? I think I have that in my notes. Let me see. I'll have to look for it. Yeah, there was a dream. I was making content in your dream, something like that. That's awesome. Yeah. No, I wanted to start a podcast for a while, but it was just a matter of, when and how, like, also balancing it with my workload and everything. But now it feels right. Like now, and it's funny when I actually had the idea of like, okay, I think I should actually start a podcast now. Then I was just struck with the idea of like the first idea of like what to make the first episode about. And that's often what happens. If you set your sails, the wind will come. And if you just say you're going to do something, or if you entertain the idea of inspired work, then you will be fed with the tools that you need to see that vision through. And it just happens through a funny little element called grace. Always works in your favor. It always comes if you're open to it. JDO, what's up, bro? How are you? How are you? Welcome back to the new year. Yes, we're back for the new year. We are back for the new year. It's a beautiful new year. Beautiful new begins, beautiful new horizons, a lot of new things. Always difficult. Oh, here we go. Pushing this chair in. Also, got the Christmas shirt, Godzilla Christmas shirt for my family. Isn't it sick? It's probably my favorite shirt. The texture is really nice. But yeah, JDL, thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for being back, my guy. Happy to see you guys. How's life been? How's life been lately? Lately, it's been pretty spectacular. It's been pretty great. A lot of blessings, a lot of a huge rejuvenation and creative productivity. I was gone for a while on the channel. Not too long. I mean, a couple months. Still creating here and there, but kind of took a slump. Had a little bit of a rough tide in my own personal life. Not that I can't handle. But it's all written by God, and that's what helps see me through the hard times, and even through you guys when you have hard chapters. So I was going through a bit of an inconsistent time, but I was taking that time to rejuvenate, to rest, to ride the wave. And yeah, now we're coming back with the new year. Got a lot more. I've never been so productive in my life now, actually, with the things that I'm working on. And man, this script, the film script that I'm working on right now is crazy. It's been the dominant force in my creative life the past month or so. And I'm documenting the process, so you guys are going to see it on the channel soon enough. But man, writing a feature script is it's a crazy thing. A lot of ideas need to come into the circulation in the mind. A lot of soul work needs to be done. A lot of inspirational, thought-provoking activity needs to be engaged in, and that's what I've been doing. Learning a lot about a lot about myself and my own process, and about life itself, about art. So yeah, so life's been good. Life's been great. It's actually been perfect. Life has actually been perfect because life is always perfect. You just forget that it's perfect when it's hard or when things get tough, But yeah, you got to collab with a huge podcaster. Let's do yeah, let's let me think of like who would I love to have conversations with. Man, Lewis Holmes, I think is his name. He does a podcast called School of Greatness. And I first heard about him, I saw about him on a magazine at an airport. And I took the magazine because it spoke to me. The picture of him on the cover, I was like, oh, this is something about success. And I bought it, I read about it. I was like, oh, this guy looks really cool. And then I realized, oh wait, I've seen his episodes on YouTube before, his podcast that he has. I'd love to talk with him someday. And then let me think another. I'd love to talk with Stephen Pressfield. Stephen Pressfield, I talk about him a lot of his ideas about the creative process, about resistance, that artists face resistance that is hard to kind of overcome. It's ego, it's fear, it's laziness, it's whatever. I mean, resistance finds its different forms. But Stephen Pressfield is a fascinating mind that I feel like I would have some cool conversations with. There's a lot of people. This world is a big place. Something that I have actually had a dream about this. Speaking of dreams, Kurt, I had a dream that I was doing a podcast with a bunch of people, like you guys. Like we were all in this room, in this like dome, in this almost like Coliseum or something. And there was like, I don't know, there's like 50 of us in a circle, sitting down, crisscross applesauce, kind of like passing a mic around or something. It was really cool. And it made me thinking, like, what about like a podcast with a bunch of people? What if we just got together and had a conversation, soul talk, and talk about the world and what we want to do and what we aspire to do and how we can make the world a better place. Yeah, that's a dream, literally a dream that I had. And I believe it's a dream of mine. I'll see it through one day. But yeah, that'd be cool, right? That'd be fun. I feel like you guys have showed up for that. I feel like we could do a really nice like meet up or something. I'll bring the camera. I'll bring the mic. Maybe one of us could bring food or something, some snacks. We could do it around like sunset. Around sunset, that's like a nice sunset. Is a really tranquil time of the day, so I feel like that would be pretty appropriate. And then, yeah, we'd need like a camera team maybe. Anyway, that'd be fun. Who's in? Who's in? I've been going crazy with my stories. I got mostly every cool thing set up to start narration. Nice, JDL. Very happy to hear about that. I've reached the general vibe of the story's vision, and it's true the best it could be. Isn't that great? I'm very happy for me to hear. Thank you for sharing that, JDL. It's a great feeling too. I feel like you're very much in tune, and you are being a successful transmitter for the ideas that want to come through into your story. I resonate a lot with that feeling in relation to the script that I'm working on, because I've consistently been writing. I've consistently been funneling through ideas, consistently working on the outline, consistently being open. That's also part of the process, right? It's like being open 24/7. The ideas will come when you least expect it. So if you're always open, see, same thing with like luck, the idea of luck. You don't really just get lucky randomly, but if you work and work and work, then you increases your chances of luck happening. And that's very much part of the creative process. And all of that results in just feeling in total alignment with the project that you're working on. And I feel that with my script. And I'm happy that you feel that with your story, JDL. And yeah, I mean, it's been a couple months since we've all been on stream together, since we've been here and caught up with each other. So I'm very, very happy to hear that's been happening. Godzilla indeed. Godzilla indeed. Godzilla is Godzilla is a beautiful metaphor. And his nature is the force of nature coming through and standing up for what's right, despite modern man-made ways, beliefs, structures, physical and mental structures that humanity may impose on Mother Gaia, on Mother Earth. Nature, God will get its way, and I believe that force will move through us as people, as artists. That force will move through us if we allow it to. That's why creativity, stories, art can be groundbreaking, can be transforming for the world, if you allow it to be through yourself. Nature has a funny way of correcting itself, and ultimately we are, as a human race, we are part of nature. We're an extension of it in a weird form, and things find its balance. Things find its way. Nature finds its way. In nature, nothing is rushed, yet everything is accomplished. It's a quote from I believe, the Tao Te Ching, or somewhere else. Yeah, it's that's why Godzilla is one of the most beautiful artistic metaphors. And hey, guess what? Godzilla is art, right? So with your art, you can have equally beautiful metaphors and beautiful things to show about the world. Yeah, Godzilla. Love Godzilla. I got a huge Godzilla figure sitting right next to my bed when I sleep, and it's incredible. It's awesome. I also had a break. Today was my first mega download of what I need to do going forward. Keeping things simple. Fingers was on fire along with the guidance visions coming through. It felt good to be back. Oh, that's awesome, Kurt. I feel that energy as I read those words that you put in the chat right there. I feel that. It's a great feeling, right? When you vividly feel where God's directing you and you're just writing it down on a notebook, you're just writing it down. You know what you have to do, and you know the principles, the guiding principles for the next few weeks or next few months or next few days or whatever it is of work that you need to do. And you know what it is, and now it's just a matter of doing it. And yeah, like you just have to stick things out. You just have to stick things out. it's incredible, the kind of resistance you can face after a week or 2, or even 2 days of pursuing something that like, this feels right, this is the thing you have to do. But life will find its way to test you, right? But if you just stick it through, you're writing these things down, right? You know what needs to get done, you know what you need to do. It's just a matter of sticking it through now, right? So cheers to sticking things through. I want my 8-story series that'll turn into video games to be jump scared before revealing how it's actually made. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you gonna design the video games? That's sick. Outplay the video game. Outplay the game. JDO. That sounds fun. Just her stories, right? The person you were collabing with did kind of look like the guy you mentioned. Really? That's so funny. Which guy? The Lewis Holmes? That is so funny. Wow. That's hilarious. That'd be crazy if it actually was. Maybe it was. I mean, who's to say, Only us. We are to say. Pass me that mic. I will never cease from talking. I know. I know you and JDO. That's why you need to be there. You need to be there. That's funny. No, it'd be great. It'd be great. We pass around the mic and we just like talk honestly. We talk about topics. We talk about things. And the great thing about conversations or conversation like that, or any conversation in your own life, right? Every conversation that you have with other people, whether it's your family or friends or a stranger, actually specifically stranger, very specifically strangers, because strangers that come into your life are, they bring in a novelty into your life, right? Something new. And yeah, like the new thing, the thing that sticks out the most is can be an obvious sign. But the conversations you have with people throughout the day, they're designed and they're meant to be there. They're meant to make you feel certain things or think of certain things that you wouldn't have otherwise thought or felt if you hadn't had that conversation. And I like to, write down. Just last night, I was journaling about the conversations I was having yesterday with people. And when you reflect on those conversations, you can interpret those conversations as you would a film or a piece of art or a song. Things have an intentional design. You can look at conversations and see that they're trying to help you. They're trying to nudge you right in a certain direction, in their own different forms. And in that way, also you want to engage in more beautiful conversations with people. Instead of just like trudging through certain talks, with people passing by or whatever, people at your work. Explore those things. You don't know what it's meant to invoke out of you. Yeah, take that as it resonates. But that's certainly something that I noticed within my own life. And yeah, the conversations are they spark some magic. Out of interest, have you heard of the telepathy tapes with the nonverbal autistic kids who are physically tapped into spirit? Everyone that's been listening, calling it mind-blowing, jaw-dropping. Wow, no, I'm going to check it out. That does intrigue me a lot, though. Hey, we got gifts. We do have spiritual gifts. And sometimes we have, our society deems a certain way of being as normal. And if you step out of that, then you're identified as not so, as not normal. And because I do believe there's a whole spiritual side to humanity and to how the world works, people who are actually out of alignment with that definition of whatever constitutes being normal, maybe they're out of alignment with that because they're actually in alignment with something else, something that is more spiritually real. So yeah, that intrigues me. I'll check that out. Thank you for mentioning that, Kurt. But yeah, honestly, I mean, like, I feel like if you're an artist, you got to be kind of schizophrenic. Am I right? Very beautiful and empowered message for us too. Recently released and surpassed Joe Rogan. Whoa. The podcast will go number 1 right away, right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Oh, snap. Look at that. I snapped. Imogen, how you doing? How you doing, Imogen? Thank you so much for joining the stream. Missed you. How are you? How's the family? Much blessings, much love to you. Thank you for joining. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for the presence, the love, and the time. It's a new stream of the new year, and there's a lot of great things on the horizon. Hi, Tozak. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? How you doing, Cariel? Cariel? Thank you so much for joining. A good couple teasers for the themes within my one story. Y2K, Fruitger, Aero Metro, Liminality, and maybe surreal and abstract art. Wow. That's beautiful. Those are beautiful words. Very, very nice. Get me more hyped to JDO the more you talk about it. But channel, as long as you channel your soul through it, I look at successful art as the art that you put your soul into and that you're just true to yourself. That's boom, that's the successful art, and then the people who are meant to experience it and resonate with it, that will happen in its timing. And that is the beautiful gift that art is, not only to yourself but to the people around you, and we need to harness that. Halfway through first draft novel, could have done it without the stream. Oh wow, I'm honored. We are all honored, Imogen. I'm so happy to hear that. Halfway through the first draft, wow, that's crazy. That's crazy progress. I'm very, very proud of you, Imogen. Very, very proud. You should be proud of yourself as well, and keep going. Keep the momentum going. Just keep creating. And yeah, you put your life into your art. You put your soul into your art. You put your pain into your art. And you have to put your pain into your art, because that's the part that holds the most love, actually. And love, emotion, those are the potent drivers of creativity. Guys, it is the new year. It's 2025. And I believe that in times of change, in times of a lot of people looking at new chapters in their life, new phases, there is something in the air. There is a collective, collective shift. And you can actually use that. Like if you're into astrology, if you're very fascinated with astrology, that's looking at certain cosmic movements that are happening within the world at certain times and aligning your own, plans or your own things with that, with those cosmic movements. I think the same principles apply to the idea of the new year, right? New 2025. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all superstitions, right? That's just the same day, right? But there's something in the collective, and there's powerful energy that comes with that. It's almost like in Super Mario Bros. When you get the star and you just start tunneling through enemies and you just can go. You're like invincible. That's very much with what a time like this is right now, right? The new year. And we're almost 2 weeks into the new year, but we're still buzzing off that energy. And it's like, get the star right now. There's a star that you can grab and just like use it as like a helpful boost, Now, of course, as all things in life, there's a balance, right? The yin and the yang. You don't want to just depend on things out of your control to help you to get to where you need to. At the end of the day, it's always possible, whether it's the new year or in the middle of the year, to change your life and do certain things. But very much consider this as a potent, energetic time to put your foot down and start making some changes and to start pursuing things that your soul actually wants you to, but your mind is stopping you from, or fear or ego is stopping you from. Use this collective buzz in the air to assist you and to look at other people who are also doing similar things and going on new ventures. Like myself too. I mentioned this at the very beginning of the stream. Like I'm entering a really, really new, groundbreaking, creatively productive chapter in my life. And I ascribe a lot of it to the timing of the new year. Now, I think it just happens to be that way, but everything happens for a reason and by design. And certainly that energy of just like being in the new year has helped and boosted this transformation that's happening in my own life. So I would really, I think going into this new year, I want you guys to think about your goals. Think about the person that you want to become. Think about the projects that you're doing. Um, think about where you want to be. Um, think about the aspirations. Think about the things that you've been putting off maybe for months or years that you know in the back of your head. It's like, if not now, then when? If not now, truly when? Let it be now. Let it be today for yourself. Um, you know, take out a notebook and something that I've learned over the years of journaling, for the past like 4 or 5 years of journaling, is that sometimes it's better to keep things simpler. So you could write and write, maybe 20 pages of just ideas and things and changes you want to make or whatever. But it is worth it to keep everything concise, at least if even at the end of that writing session, keep everything within a few sentences or phrases or one page or something, just so vividly this is the vision for yourself and the vision of where you want to go and what you want to do and what you want to work on. Um, and yeah, it's use this energy, use this time for this shift to happen. Um, a lot of times in life, there will be signs that come our way that kind of point us to where we're meant to go. But at the end of the day, it is you who can choose to follow that or to not follow that. That is up to you. That is the beautiful freedom that we have as humans living as, or spirits living as humans in this earthly realm. Um, that is the freedom that we have. That is the cosmic freedom that we have. It's always going to be up to you whether you want to pursue that dream, pursue that vision or not. No matter how many physical trainers you have in the world, I could have 100 of the best, highly qualified, most skilled, strongest fitness coaches in the gym. But at the end of the day, none of those trainers are going to lift the weight for me when I do those sets and I do those reps. None of them. So it always ultimately is going to come down to you deciding to or not to. And it's always going to help to use assistance with the things around you, the people in your life that push you in certain directions. And even if they don't push you in the way that you traditionally used to, maybe someone is, bringing out something. Maybe you have a goal and it seems like someone's doubting it, but they're actually, in a weird cosmic way, they're actually helping you in some way, because they're making you question something or making you think about another idea, or things aren't always so explicit. Things can be subtle and subconscious, almost like a film that you watch for the second time, and then it's only then that you notice these little details everywhere. Things aren't always explicit, but everything has a certain design in your life to push you to where you're meant to go. So the reason I say that is to just be grateful for the people and things in your life, because you don't know how they're affecting you. But yeah, with everything said and done, again, it's up to you where you want to go. And ultimately, the world and the collective state that the human race is in right now lies upon our own individual authorities with ourselves and our own lives. If you can't save anyone else if you don't save yourself. And not that you can necessarily save someone else, but just the idea being that a society will be spiritually well built upon itself if the individuals are first. So allow your own visions and dreams with yourself and your own life to be motivated by a collective vision, with the rest of the world. And that ties back into this idea of the new year in the first place, right? Again, there's something in the air. There's a collective buzz in the air. So use this time, use this energy to set your goals, to set your visions for yourself, and just pursue them. Pursue them now with everything you got, because life's going to keep going. Time keeps going. When I did some vlogs near the end of my last semester of college back in May, I was at the gym, and uh, I was going around the gym. I forget which episode this is. One of the vlogs, you have to find it. I think it's called like Gym in Fortnite, something like that. But I was going around the gym. I was asking people, "Hey, do you want to give some words of wisdom for the vlog?" And this one guy said, time keeps going. You know, whether or not you pursue your goal or not, time keeps going. And it's so true. Time does keep going. You know, we can have a vision or goal for ourselves for a year or 2 years or 3 years. And whether or not we actually decide to pursue it doesn't matter to time, to how time works. Time will keep going. And so it's up to you when you want to align your own ambitions with the unstoppable force of time. So if not now, then when? You know, it's up to you. It's up to you what you want to do, and don't let anyone hold you back. Be open to the help around you, but be the one to decide for yourself. Use this new year, man. Use this new year. Use this energy. Use this time. Use this shift. You know, one of the beautiful delicacies in life and being a human on this planet is that we get to go through the trials and tribulations of change and of progress and of goals and of dreams and visions and aspirations. You know, all these things they can seem overwhelming in the head of like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I'm not living up to the standard I have for myself, or I can't believe it's been so long, I still can't break this habit. I can't believe I still haven't reached this goal. Yes, it can be hard in the micro, but in the macro, it actually is a very it's a cosmic privilege and a cosmic delicacy to experience what it's like to set a goal for yourself and to fail or to succeed and to keep going. And you know, it's what it means to be alive. So be grateful for the journey, be grateful for the process, grateful for the resources that you do have. I know I have many. I have a lot to support in my own life, resources, people. You know, I have my fair share, my own parts of God's plan, you know, of troubles that I faced, but they all make me stronger, just like you in your own life. So be grateful for it all. Gratitude, process or journey without gratitude is no journey at all. For it will flash before your eyes and it'll be over before you know it. So keep your eyes open for the magic along the way as you go into this new year. Yeah. Use this energy, use this time, use this shift, use this, like, it's like a portal that opens. It's like in those fantasy sci-fi movies. It's like in Lord of the Rings. It's like a door opens, all this light and this beam comes through. You know, it's like a huge, like, boom. Use it. Use it. You know, it's like a video game. When a power up comes along, don't just ignore it. Pick it up. It's there for you. It's not there for the enemy or I don't know, the tree or something. It's there for you. You're seeing it for a reason. So yeah, please use it. Use it. Use it. Definitely use it to your advantage. Let's read some of these chats. Sign up for a playwriting class this semester. Nice. Wow, wow, wow. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. I like that. Playwriting. I'm trying to think. I remember I wrote a play scene for a class in creative writing at the end of college. And that was very interesting. That was fun. It was helpful to have my screenwriting experience, of course, with that. Yeah, best of luck in that class. I remember pulling a tarot card for you, which had to focus on creating things and not feeling reliant on outside approval. So glad to hear about your novel. Oh, sick. Sick, sick, sick. I love that. Everyone helping each other out in the stream. That's great. Any New Year's resolutions? Mine would be making 5 chapters for my story. Fanfic. Nice, nice. Ooh. New Year's resolutions. Well, I'm trying to think of I actually journaled. Let me see if I can. I like made a whole mind map for myself. Let's see. Yeah. I made a whole mind map for myself about art, about physicality, about business, habits, finances, and whatnot. And one of those resolutions for myself is meditating regularly throughout the day. So this has been something that I've kind of been implementing here and there. I need to get more consistent with it, but I have started doing it this year. I haven't meditated consistently for about a year. I think it's been like a year since I've actually like done consistent meditations. which is a lot of time away from meditation, especially from a practice that is so powerful and that has helped me for so long. And I can't really pinpoint why exactly I lost that habit, but it's something that I'm aiming to implement this year for myself. I did one 2 nights ago before sleep. If you feel like you don't have time to meditate throughout the day, then do it before sleep, because not only does it help with getting you prepared for a nice restful night of sleep, but also you already kind of enter in that nighttime mood. So that's already going to help you right off the bat with getting into a meditation state. Um, it's funny. What kind of inspired me to have this as a New Year's uh, resolution to meditate regularly throughout the day, not just like one time, but like actually 2 or 3 times throughout the day, is because of I was watching these playlists on YouTube of music, like these Dune soundtracks from the movie Dune, and in a lot of the pictures it was of Paul or other characters meditating, and I just had this revelation, this thought, like, wow, like yeah, like meditation, it is something like I should be doing a few times throughout the day, because actually meditation, what you're doing is the way I see it, at least, is you're remembering where the true power comes from, which is yourself. Sometimes we go about in this life seeking for the truth and feeling like the truth is out there somewhere, almost like chasing something, some kind of progress or some kind of goal or some kind of, information or whatever. But to return it back to yourself, to constantly remind your body and your spirit that the truth is right here. The truth is always, it always has been right here. And to return to that idea, um, it's tuning inwards, and it's yeah, to do that re- repetitively throughout the day. It's making sure that your chapters of habits and actions throughout the day are in alignment with this framework of the truth starts here. The path is forged by me. um, and yeah, it's a lovely vision that I have for myself that I'm pursuing. And yeah, that's probably the resolution that sticks out the most. Other things are just have to do with routines, the work that I want to do, the content that I want to make this year, um, which, I talked about at the beginning of the stream. A lot of stuff coming, guys. A lot of stuff. I'm very, very excited. This is a whole new. Um, it's funny. Um, when I realized it had been like a month or a month and a half since my last video followed the feeling. Or no, no, no. It's the one after that. The one about being a filmmaker. If you want to be a filmmaker, make a film. That one. After it had been like the months leading up to making that video, I had been conceptualizing, bringing that word back. I'd been thinking about ideas about how I wanted to change the content of my channel. And I talked about this in the stream. Like, I feel like my content, I want to bring it into a new kind of direction. I don't know what that looks like exactly, but I feel like it's time to change things up a bit. And then I made that video. If you want to be a filmmaker, make a film. And then after I made it, it was weeks, and it was a couple months that I hadn't been able to make anything, just due to my own circumstances. Things got tougher to balance work and everything and actually be consistent with posting. And I was like, wow, I see why I'm taking so much space away. That life is bringing me away from the content, is because God wants me to make the shift now. The shift that I've been contemplating for a few months about changing the content. There's a reason why there's space between me and actually releasing videos. It's because the shift is meant to happen now. And I see the shift, and finally I can identify the shift and what it looks like and the new type of content that I want to make going into this new year, evidently. So I'm excited about it. It's awesome. It's great. And yeah, it just basically, to sum that up into like a kind of lesson that I learned for myself, is like, when life creates space between you and something else, maybe it's because life wants you to return to it with a new approach, or life wants you to return to it with a new way of looking at it, or a new way of engaging with that activity, or whatever it is that you have been separated from, you know. So that's what I kind of took away from that. And maybe some of you might resonate with that. But that certainly helped with uh, the change that I had already wanted to make with my content. It was like God saying, now's the time. And now is the time. It's a beautiful time and a beautiful change that's coming to the channel. So I'm excited. Yeah, it's definitely been a constant reminder. Truly appreciate that poll. My son just started learning how. Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful. I'm happy that that cosmically aligned activity worked out. That's a great sign. Great message. Thank you. Thank you, Carla. Welcome back to the stream, Carla. Happy to see you. It's all within us. We don't need validation for the external world because happiness and fulfillment isn't lasting. So it comes from within. It's very true. It's very, very true. And when you start to attach yourself to something for happiness, then life will start to test you with that attachment. Create both simplified version and one of complexity. Nice. Just got a vision flash of you in God form with glowing yellow eyes, glowing halo, third eye. Had a giant quill and floating book like Thoth or Apollo. Wow. It's funny. I love Thoth and Apollo. The statue of Apollo in the painting school of Athens. So thank you for giving me that vision. I appreciate that soul work from you, Kurt. I appreciate that a lot. That's beautiful. It's I do believe we're spirits who came to live here, lives on earth, to follow God, to explore relationships with ourselves, and to learn truths about this physical realm, that there's more under the surface, and to experience joy and bring joy to others. And I think a lot of this spiritual imagery and religious imagery and ancient imagery, Apollo, mythological imagery, I believe that all of that stuff within art and within history, the way I look at it is that it's supposed to trigger an awakening, a spiritual awakening within us as we look at that imagery. And rather than a spiritual value being just ascribed to those exterior figures like Thoth or Apollo, but rather that majesty and that whoa factor is should be ascribed to the soul, and the soul is what's reflected back at us when we look at that beautiful imagery and that beautiful art and those beautiful religious imageries, those beautiful statues. I think it's supposed to reflect something that's actually within us. So thank you for that. Thank you for that download, that vision, Kurt. That's awesome. It's inspirational, and I wrote it down. It's very nice. Thank you so much, Tozak, for reminding me of my goals. Have been on a slump lately, and your positivity is encouraging me to get back right into it. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm honored. And listen, truth recognizes truth. So you wouldn't be able to be inspired by anything I'm saying if you don't already have that first within you. So I'm happy to be of help, and I'm happy to remind you of the power that you have within you. And I mean, you got it. You don't have dreams. People don't have dreams and visions for no reason. It's not just random. Like, I don't believe in coincidences, at least. And you have that for a reason. God doesn't dangle things before your eyes just to tease you. No, we are shown visions because by pursuing them with our heart and soul, we will go to the places we're meant to go. So I believe in you. You need to believe in yourself, and you can do it, despite whatever life throws your way. Take things on with a positive mindset, looking at how things are making you change and making you grow. And if you can do that, then you'll find a new profound magic in the way that you approach your goals and you're approaching your own mission. And again, you got this. You were born for this. This is your destiny. So the only way is through. You got it. You got it. Good advice. I'm trying to write a short story a week this year. I'm quickly realizing it may be better to just have 50 fleshed out ideas that resemble stories. It's so funny. Yeah, I feel you in like the balance of chunking the big picture ideas down. Is that happens with me too. It's happened a lot, and it's a tricky balance. It is definitely a part of the artist's journey. A part of the artist's journey is cycling through different goals that you set for yourself. So you'll set yourself maybe a goal like, oh, I want to accomplish this amount of pages or this book or whatever by this certain point in time. And then maybe something happens, you realize, oh, this is not really realistic. Or you have to be careful because this could also be the case, and this has been the case with me. You get afraid, and actually you become fearful and doubtful in your own abilities. And then you're like, oh, actually, let's just change this goal in disguise of You know, this is more realistic. But you have to be careful. Yeah. Not saying that that's what you're doing. I'm just saying, based off my experiences, just reading that, um, it takes a very conscious and delicate balance when it goes about changing your goals. And at least for me right now, I see the goals that I'm setting for myself and my own projects is very much like I feel confident in them. I feel good about them. And I have been tested couple times throughout the past couple weeks and like change in goals that I've set for myself, a few weeks ago. But I'm not falling into the temptation because I know it is a temptation. I know for a fact, like, no, I can do this. I set a very clear goal for myself, a deadline. I can do it. I know I can. Um, and you have to also trust that, whatever you create by the end of that creative deadline for yourself will be the thing that you were meant to make. And it can continue to take shape and form afterwards. But sometimes it's a matter of hitting a deadline or hitting a target that you have for yourself and just seeing it through, and seeing what you create because of that. Um, but yeah, it's no easy balance. I can pick out my favorites out of the bunch and refine them into scripts. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, conceptualize. Get those story ideas out. Write them onto paper. Um, do the ones that feel right. Sometimes it can be hard to decide between things. But I do believe that when you decide between certain creative choices in the artistic process, when you're really like, oh, is it A or is it B? When it's really that close and it's really that difficult to decide, the actual choice between one or the other actually doesn't really matter as long as you're giving it time and intuition and effort from the soul to actually care and want to make the decision that feels right. It doesn't matter which one you choose. You're going to choose whichever one you're meant to. So don't overthink it and don't worry like, oh, did I choose the right one? Just go with whatever feels right, and if they both feel right, then just flip a coin. Truly, truly. Don't overthink those minute things. They won't have like large. I don't believe they have like large detrimental impacts on the creative process. Again, as long as you're putting time and heart and soul into it, don't sweat it. Like, don't sweat it. But yeah, I bring that up because I feel like that's something I have struggled with in the creative process of like, especially when it comes to making films. Oh boy, when it comes to writing film scripts and then producing them, because whatever you could change it feels like you're changing your whole timeline of production when it comes to making little changes in the script. But again, like when things feel very close, usually don't have much consequence. It's actually just all in your head. So just go with anyone and just trust. All you have to do is trust. Dude, I just did a long meditation where I was mostly focusing on bright yellow and white light from my heart center and my third eye, then continue my intentions with the writing. Good omen indeed. Nice. That is beautiful. See, those meditations are just so powerful. You connect with your soul and your spirit. You're seeing the truth for what it is. You're seeing yourself in your true power. And it's beautiful. Journal about that, write about that. 'Cause that's yeah, it's powerful stuff there. You're bringing you're allowing a spiritual energy to come into your life, and you harness that, and you can use that for good. You can use that as assistance. It's free assistance. It's free for yourself because it's right here. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here with your being. That is beautiful. Some say time is an illusion, but I believe it's a cool genius label. Cool genius label. Time is certainly an illusion in relation to how we generally look at time. But yeah, I mean that's a whole rabbit hole, isn't it? Is that a rabbit hole we want to go down? The thing that I keep telling myself to keep going is I've been born to this world to do something. I was meant to put something into the world. Exactly. The New Year shift is really helping me, man. Wow. That's beautiful. You were born to come into this world. Things don't happen for no reason. Things do not happen for no reason. That's beautiful that you recognize that and that you tell yourself that. Sometimes we get disconnected from the mission, we get disconnected from the journey, but it's just a matter of reminding ourselves that. And the world needs your art. The world needs your art. The world needs your art and my art. And if we feel called to create something, it's because something wants to come through. Something wants to come through and be made into a thing. in this world, and it's choosing us as the vessel. Don't say no. Just allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. Rise to your destiny. Rise to the call. Weird how life works in mysterious ways. It does. It works in very mysterious ways, and you just have to trust it. You gotta trust it, because who are you? Who is your ego to think that you can predict and control everything? I think actually the best way for me, the best way I can actually control everything in my life is by letting go of everything, because then everything happens as it's supposed to. And I align with remembering that truth. And then I actually can control everything. Not my ego control, but my spirit control and my relationship to everything. And life unfolds magically, as it should. But yeah, life works in mysterious ways. But ride the wave. Follow the white rabbit. Matrix. Matrix reference. Any Matrix fans in here? Matrix is one of the best films ever made. I was on fire. Just then, good to see your spirit coming through. Flow state, yeah. Thank you, Kurt. It's the spirit will do magical things. The spirit will do incredible things. Things that you didn't think were possible. And that's why I love getting on these streams. We talk spirit to spirit. That's what we do here. And guys, as you're watching the stream, if you have a notebook out, that's awesome. Write down things that stick out to you. So if I said something or someone said something in the chat, or literally just a thought or idea that comes along that feels strong, that you're just having very vividly, it could be anything, it could be random. Maybe you don't even know what it means right now, but still just write it down. It's very important that we write down the things that come to us, things that stick out, things that resonate, because our feelings, our intuitions are the signals from God, really, from our spirit, that we need to recognize and implement into our life. So whatever comes up, whatever resonates, whatever feels strong, write it down. And again, even if you don't know what it means right now, you probably will later at some other point when you're meant to. But yeah, write down the things that come up. Write down the ideas and feelings, because they're there for a reason. Screenwriting is more challenging than playwriting for sure. Yeah, screenwriting is tough. Yeah, but you gotta write. You can't hold any kind of screenwriting rule over your own creative spirit, because that'll kill the process. You just have to trust if something feels strong, whether it obeys or it breaks a rule. You kind of just write and don't second guess yourself. Meditation stream when? Ooh, meditation stream. I like that, JDL. I like that a lot. We'll probably do that at some point, because I would love to do a meditation stream with you guys. That'd be great. Yeah. Maybe I'll get sound bowls. I'd have to get those. I feel like sound bowls I think those can get pretty expensive. We'll find a cool way to set up a meditation stream. I love that. We love that. Meditation also puts you in a brainwave that favors creativity over analysis. Yes, very true. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're tapping into a new way of thinking and feeling and relating to your immediate surroundings. Your senses are opened up. Your spiritual senses really open up from beta to theta. Yep. And it also resets your nervous system. It's beautiful. Yeah. And I think the reason why meditation can be tricky is because we're not used to it. We're used to either living in survival mode or always on the go. That's why it can be tricky to get into meditation. But it is well worth it. I can say that very much, and I'm sure a lot of you can say the same. So definitely, I feel like meditation is, and also meditation very similar to journaling, right? In terms of like the effort and resources. The benefits are so great. The spiritual benefits are so great from journaling, meditation, but also the resources. It's just you. Journaling, it's just you with a pen and paper. Meditation is just it's you with yourself. So these things aren't things that you have to like buy online or go out to the store to get. These are things that are with you. And actually it speaks to, which is crazy, it speaks to the power of you. Because look at that, you can do an activity where you don't really need much external resources. It's just you and your presence, right, and your time. But you get such powerful rewards from it. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means that the power and value is coming from within. So it's indicative of who you are and what you're capable of. So yeah, it's very empowering. It's a very empowering activity. Yep. To help get out of survival mode. Yep. Yep. Survival mode, help you sleep. Yeah, yep. Helping you sleep as well, helping you with that rest, getting that good rest. Painting the neural waves that you see when your eyes are closed, so unique. It feels like an invisible flow that we're not supposed to be in. But when it's seen, it's hard to look away. For me, at least, closing my eyes isn't just plain black. I feel that. I feel that, JDL. I very much feel that. Yeah. Because at least when I used to hit really deep meditations, I would see very, very vivid things that were so vivid, images that were so clear and vivid that I almost got a little frightened by them because I was like, oh my gosh, am I in a dream or am I not? Am I still meditating? Because they just looked exactly like I'm looking at this, this stream right now, this chat. Like it was that vivid. Yeah, it's yeah, bringing that to fruition through drawing. That is very nice. You see the waves when we close our eyes, but it isn't very clear. Also, contrary to Gregorian calendar, this is a time for us to hibernate and cultivate our next burst of expansion coming spring. Yes, yes. So back to what I was saying before, like the astrology thing. Yeah, you can look at times in the year and times in your life to really do certain things with uh, you know your activities and your habits and how you relate to those according to the season that the natural world is in. That reminds me, I was watching a video of someone saying something similar, how like right now is during the winter, um, the rest and the reset is a good vibration to be in right now, according to the weather and the seasonal kind of patterns that we find ourselves in. Yeah, that's a good way to look at breaks, reframing. Mm, Taking space, return to something new. I'd die if I had to write a short story a week. That's a lot of creative energy for a sustained amount of time. Yeah, it can seem definitely like a lot. I will say that we are capable of a lot as well. It's it's this is similar actually to something I feel like with willpower and discipline is, your willpower can be really exhausted if you feel like everything you're doing is hard and everything the activities and habits that you're doing, it takes willpower and effort to like, oh, I'll be disciplined to do it. Um, you will feel differently than if you approach it with a different mindset of like, oh, well, this is simply who I am. You take on a new identity. I'm doing these habits and actions because this is the type of person that I am, rather than I'm this type of person at this kind of state and I have to force myself to do these habits and it's hard. Instead of that, you're forming a new identity. Okay, this is who I am. This is who I choose to be. If I struggle with it, just remind yourself, well, no, we don't do this thing because that's not who I am as a person, right? Who I am as a person is I follow through with these actions and these habits. And so yeah, it's but I think about that when it comes to exhausting the idea of willpower. And I think that can relate to the creative process because maybe if you're mentally kind of what's the word? Blocking off a certain type of work ethic within the creative process. But if you tap into a certain alignment or identity with someone who's doing this for fun, someone who's doing this because I want to, because it's the work that I love to do, then that's how like some people can just like create all day, and instead of losing energy, they actually get energy from that. So yeah, but it's definitely individual paths to navigate, different principles that we can implement and use in our own ways. By the way, I felt called towards pulling a tarot card for you before starting the stream and got Page of Swords. When the Page of Swords appears upright in a career tarot reading, it signifies your ambition, intelligence, and a flood of innovative ideas. You maybe bring them with enthusiasm for your career, eager. Yep. To explore new paths or embark on exciting projects. Embrace this energy and channel it into action. Reflects you mentioned in the podcast. Wow. Thank you very much. Writing that down. That's beautiful. I appreciate that, Kurt. And it feels very much in alignment with the things that I'm doing right now and the new chapter that I'm entering for myself. Thank you. That's awesome. That is really, really beautiful. That's that's cool. Yeah, it's that all resonates, it all feels in alignment. And I'm just riding off the momentum and I'm sticking things through, sticking it through. You need your art and your art needs you. And the world needs your art. It's beautiful, JDO. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we always have to remind ourselves of that, Remind yourself of that, when you're creating, when you're at your desk or you're working on your story, you're working on your song, there's purpose. There's purpose to your presence. There's purpose to the thing that you're doing right now. The world needs it. You need it for yourself. I don't know if your art needs the world, because art comes from within. Maybe it can take inspiration and make in its own, but it fully doesn't depend on the world. Yeah, it comes from a place of just pure abundance. It comes from a place of spirit. It comes from a place of infinity, of it is. And I think, it's a funny thing to think, does the art have true life of its own? I think it does. I think it's like a branch. It's like we are the tree and then the art is the branch. And so, yeah, it's got life to it. It's got soul life to it. It's charged with something. It's charged with some kind of magnetic energy. And, I think that it's similar to how we chose to come here, how I believe our souls, chose to come here. I think the art chose to come here into this world, for a reason. So, whatever things go where they want to go in this fascinating universe. So, yeah, in a weird way, the art was meant to reach this world. The art was meant to reach this realm and reach the people that it touches. But just referencing Matrix to my kids during a lecture, yes, nice. That's funny. That's awesome. Referencing Matrix to your kids is incredible. That's next level parenting right there. But yeah, Matrix is. I'm gonna watch that movie again. It's been a while. It's been a few months. I gotta watch that movie like every few months because it's so good. It's so good, man. During the meditation stream, I'll astral travel to you, jump scare you. You should. You should. Definitely. I would invite it. I would enjoy the scare. I shall quote everyone here in my secret doc. Please do, JDL. Please do. 100 JDL P. You also got 2 more cards. Here's a full reading. Tommy's at a turning point judgment where his content could evolve to reflect a deeper, more transformative message. His current growth, 9 of Cups, shows that he's on the right path. It's so funny because I do want to. That's what I was saying before. Remember with my content, how it was all focused on the creative process. And in some ways, I'm leaning more into that actually with, the vlogs and documenting my process. But also in another way, I want to open up my content to explore more spiritual things about the world, things about us as humans. Open up the content in that way. So that resonates all out. But he's encouraged to continue learning. But he's encouraged to continue learning, experimenting, and refine his craft. Page of Swords is saying, and elevate his momentum by staying authentic, curious, and willing to adapt. He can achieve even greater success while inspiring his audience to explore their own creativity. Wow. Where'd you get that from? That reading? Was that your own reading? Or did you get that from somewhere? That's beautiful. Staying authentic, curious, and willing to adapt, he can achieve even greater success while inspiring his audience to explore their own creativity. I love it. Thank you, Kurt. I appreciate that. I've written all of that down. I will meditate on it later today. I'm meditating on it now. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. And you know, I'm fulfilling that mission with all of you guys. That's why I'm so grateful for all of the support that you guys show in the content. And I'm just honored to be a part of all of your paths. And remember, you know, maybe I came into your lives for a reason. Maybe part of that reason was to rejuvenate sort of love for your own craft and enjoyment with your own creativity. You know, enjoying the process and coming closer with your own craft is like I said, it's a gift, something to enjoy, something to truly root your spirit in. It's an activity to root your spirit in. So thank you again for showing all of the support. And it's like a cycle, right? Like that expressed support from you guys also helps me and motivates me with the things that I'm making. So it's all love. On the real skirt, I've totes between reading about astral projection. It's given ideas for story time. Yeah. Yeah, astral projection is a crazy if it feels right for your spirit, pursue it. Definitely pursue it. Right now I'm trying to do the lucid dreaming. I'm starting off there before I jump into any other spiritual realms. It's the lucid dreaming for me. It's definitely the lucid dreaming for me, which I have been succeeding in the past couple months, which is nice. But I just gotta keep going. Tommy equals Tozak, indeed. Yeah, I might change my channel name from Tozak Filming to just Tozak. I think it's just Tozak. It's cleaner. Um, and yeah, the cards flew out, plugged into an AI, and added words. No AI. Added the words Tommy, career, and what you want to do with your channel. Wow. Well, you know, the cards flying out is definitely something that I resonate with, because I think, yeah, that's how I used to do the tarot as well. Is if the cards flew out, those are the cards that are meant to come. I lucid dream a lot. I worked hard for years to stop because I hated it, not realizing it could change all sorts of things for creativity. I've always wanted recurring dreams. Interesting. So you had a natural gift. Yeah. Maybe come back to it. Maybe there's a reason. There's a reason for everything. But the fact that you had a gift for lucid dreaming, I mean, I think at least I'm at least a believer that lucid dreaming is a huge spiritual stepping stone for humanity, especially in the coming decades. So pursue it. I would say go for it. Something that I'm trying to do right now. No, I like Tozak film, and just Tozak would feel like something's missing. That's funny. Okay. I'll keep it for you, Jadil, then. I mean, I'm still gonna think about it. I might take it out, but I'll consider your feelings, JDL. Don't be hurt if I take it out, but yeah, it's yeah, who knows? Maybe. It does kind of just, well, I guess it would make sense for the YouTube channel, because Tozak's my Spotify name, and then Tozak Filming for the social media. Yeah. Yeah. I guess Tozak Filming is like because I'm filming Tozak for YouTube. That was always the idea, I guess. You can astral project from a lucid dream, especially when it crashes. Whoa. Wow. I feel like I'm trying to remember if I've astral projected before. I feel like when I end lucid dreams, it's yeah, when a lucid dream ends, it's I suck myself back into reality. I wake up right after it. But I'll try that. I'll try, I guess, at the end of like a lucid dream next time I have a, I'll try to remember. Crash into a astral projection session. I think I've astral projected like once in my life, but it wasn't really like, because people describe astral projection as like you see your body, right? You're floating above your body. I think it was more so that I was just like I was flying towards my ceiling, and I saw like a face on my ceiling. That was a weird one. It was a weird one. I prefer Tozak. Simple's good. Simple is good. Simple is good. I used to think it was a curse because I wanted to get lost in my dreams, but I always be able to navigate and be awake, and it took the magic away from my younger self. Interesting. That is fascinating. That's like the other side of the coin, right? Huh. There's truth, there's truth, there's truth to all of it. Truth to all of it. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I love anything dreams and spirituality. I'm the same way, Kurt. I think dream spirituality, my biggest passions are ascribed to those things. Since your last stream, I've had 3 precognitive dreams. Before that, I would only have 1. The spirit actively ramped up in a beautiful, empowering ways for me. Wow. What is a precognitive dream? That is beautiful, though. And yeah, since the last stream, I've had the best lucid dreaming sessions. My last lucid dreaming session was because before the difficulty would be I was aware I was in a dream, and I would become lucid, and um I was able to stay in the dream after a while of just getting kicked out. But the problem was I wasn't controlling it and doing things. But now in the last lucid dreaming session I had like a week ago, I actually was doing things. I became Spider-Man. I started like web slinging everywhere. And I decided to do that. So that was great. But there's still more power I can take over the dream. So that's what I'm trying to practice now. I got a few books. There's a book from by Athena Lass. It's called The Alchemy of Your Dreams. I got it from Five Below, or my sister got it for me from Five Below for Christmas like a year ago. And that one is really great. I recommend that one definitely if anyone's interested in getting to dreaming, interpreting dreams, and lucid dreaming. There's a few other books I have on lucid dreaming, but yeah. I feel like Tozak would simply refer to you as an artist. We'll love you anyways if you change it or not. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vay. Thank you. I know, yeah. Hey, the name's gonna change to whatever it's meant to, right? So yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I may change it. May change at some point. Sleep paralysis can lead to it, but we get afraid when we lose our physical sensation. But if we can keep our wits and not be afraid, that's when you can leave the body, they say. Yeah, the sleep paralysis freaks me out, yo. I remember when I was a couple months ago, I was having I describe it as an out of body experience. That's what it felt like I was out of my body, just floating in my room. That's what it felt like. I wasn't looking down at my body, so I don't know if it was like astral projection or whatever. But then I felt myself coming back into like my body. But then I think I tried to move my hand and I couldn't. And I started freaking inside. I was like almost freaking out because I was like, oh no, is this sleep paralysis? And then I was like, okay, just stay still. Cause I didn't want to cause I've heard of people who have sleep paralysis. They try to move their body and they can't. And then they start freaking out. And that sounds scary. So I don't know. I gotta, I remember in that moment, I was just like, I gotta just stay still and just let this pass or wake up at some other point. I have no clue. But yeah, I remember that was freaky. It could be Tozak journaling, Tozak intuition. Hey, whatever your new name becomes, it'll be what it's meant to be. Yeah, that is true. Tozak. What about Tozak? What about Tozak streaming? What about Tozak living, chilling, vibing, writing, filming, singing? What about that? What if I make the longest channel name in the history of YouTube channels? Maybe. Yo, TK, how's it going? Yo, TK, we share initials, if that's your initial. That's pretty sick. I love it. It feels right. You were meant to be here. Yeah, it scares me too. And next time I'm gonna see if I can roll out of my body. Roll out of your body's crazy. That's funny. That's crazy. Keep pursuing it. I think, whatever form it looks like for you, I think as long as you keep pursuing that spiritual journey with your sleep and dreams, that's a good thing. Yes, longest channel name. I vote for that. I say we do it. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up the stream in a bit. But a couple things. First of all, thank you so much. Immense gratitude from my heart. Thank you for your time, your presence. Hope you're enjoying the stream, getting something out of it. And like I said, write things down that come up and trust them and meditate on them later. But yeah, thank you so much for joining the stream. New stream of the new year. Like I said, a lot of fun stuff planned, at least content-wise for this. And personally in my own life, I am just very excited about my own ambitions. And for yourself, like I said before, use this time to make changes, to do things that feel right, ride this collective energy, to enter into a phase and chapter that feels right for yourself. I feel like there's a lot of mission and purpose with the things that I'm doing with this content. And I don't think I'd be feeling that if it wasn't because I was meant to spark some things in other people. There's a lot of importance in the missions that you guys are on right now. We got a lot of life to live. We got a lot of things to experience, a lot of work to do. And yeah, there's great powers in our lives right now, and there's great powers to come. So continue to make good decisions, to do the work that you need to do, to enjoy life, to smile more often, and yeah, work on your creative projects. The world needs to hear your voice. The world needs to hear what you have to put out into the world. So, and then second thing, I just want to tune in. So the creative project workshops kind of dropped off of those from last year. Kind of apologize about that, because I said we'd do that for a while, but then I had to take that space away from the content. But I still want to come back into it if that's something that you guys are interested in. I'd totally be down for that. And I also want to do some cool different streams this year as well. But just to tap back into that creative project kind of vibe. How are you guys doing with your creative projects? How are you guys doing with all of your stuff? For me, the creative project that I was working on was my music. That my music and my songs. Those were things that I was working on while we were doing those live streams and workshops. And I can say that things have been shifting in that realm of songwriting. Um, oh yeah, I have to make my announcement. Anyway, uh, the the music and specific songs I was working on during the workshops, I kind of left those a bit on the back burner because they were feeling a bit creatively stagnant, um, and I had to kind of shake things up. Um, by taking space away from that specific work. But now I've returned to the music. I've returned to consistent production, and I'm happy to say I've been in the works in a few awesome things music wise. Very happy to say I officially have my second single release that is coming out next week, next Friday, January 17th. And along with, I plan to upload a documentation of the making of that song on my YouTube channel on the day of its release, on the time of its release. Um, so very excited to get that out into the world. So you got another Tozak song coming to you guys. So get hyped for that. And yeah, and I'm today I started working on my next song, which is if you guys like Radiohead, you guys may like the next one coming up as well. But right now I'm in a great consistent flow of making music. But yeah, that's at least where I'm at musically, which again was kind of the topic and the vibe I was going with in the creative project workshops. But I want to ask you guys how you guys are doing with your own creative projects and your own work, and your own creative pieces. Obviously, Jado, you had the stories. Imogen, sounds like you've been doing great with your draft and whatnot. Kurt, your own project as well with the merchandise. How are you guys doing? Are you do you guys have any questions, any other updates, any other things you want to bring up? It sounds like everything is feeling great, just from the overall collective energy that we've been chilling off of this stream. Um, we all got a lot of hopes, a lot of good navigating feelings as we go into the next few weeks and few months ahead of us. But it's most important right now that we anchor our peace and happiness into the present moment and carry that with us to the present moments to come. So precognitive dream, prophetic dream, basically, where you get a message about things that later come true, sometimes the next day. Interesting. Yeah, I get those a lot. I do get those a lot. Interesting. August County. I shall bop to that whole song. Bop and bop and bop. And yeah, you guys will bop. It's a fun one. It's a really nice one. I had a lot of fun making it, and I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. And it's gonna rejuvenate some kind of holiday energy in you guys as well. Love Radiohead. Yeah, Radiohead's the best. Radiohead is one of the best bands. My mom got me into Radiohead. And also it's my mom's birthday on Friday. On the release date of the single. So that's awesome. Music wise for the stores, it's flawless. The vision is clear. Now I gotta execute. Nice, JDL. I'm happy to hear that. That's great. That is beautiful. Tozak creates, Tozak creation, Tozak realm. Whoa, Tozak realm. Spiritual realm, physical realm, all the different realms. Tozak creates, Tozak creation. That's cool. I like that. Tozak creates. We'll be blessed to hear your new music again. We'll be one of the first people to listen to the song. Oh, beautiful. Thank you very much. That means so much to my heart. Thank you, AI. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. I'm excited to get it out into the world. I'm excited for people to listen to it. And I hope it didn't, especially, I'm a lot even more excited for the vlog of that song to come out, because I think it's going to help you guys, inspire you guys to believe in yourselves, and to get some more motivation to see that I'm doing it. I'm making my own music, and you can too. You can make your own songs, and you can work on your own craft. That I believe in you to work on your own stuff as well. That's why I'm here, to create this community, and so we can all connect and help each other with our own crafts. My daughter's birthday on Friday. Oh, beautiful. Happy birthday to your daughter. Wow. Beautiful. It's a rotation around the sun. So it's a cosmic event, an individual cosmic event for you to celebrate. Beautiful. Happy birthday. Please give my best birthday wishes to your daughter. I like Tozak Realm. Tozak Realm is nice. I'll write that down. Maybe that'll be something else in the future. Congrats on getting it finished, and it's amazing you've done a BTS video too. Yep. Thank you very much, Kurt. Appreciate it. I hope you enjoy both the song and the video. Yeah, the video is a lot of fun to film. I love documenting. I love that you guys brought that up too. That was you guys really wanted to see more of the process, like more so than just videos about the creative process, but videos showing my individual process. So thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for the push. Alrighty, guys. That is it for the stream. Once again, thank you so much for joining. Best of luck with the creative projects. We're going to hop on a stream next Saturday, same time, same place. You know what it is. So in between now and next week, work on the projects. Get to work, have fun, be open for life. And we'll see each other very, very soon. Probably some more video, at least another video or two before next stream gets up. Definitely the music BTS video will be out before next stream. All right, guys. Right now it's almost 4 p.m. where I am, so I'll just pull a Truman Show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Alrighty. God bless. Dream on. Boom. Peace out, y'all.